Are you ready for a shift? Are you ready for real change? Well, if so, it's time for the Ready to Live show with your hosts, Dr. John E. Guns and success coach A.D. Roberts.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome our friends to Ready to Breathe. Ready
to leave. Ready to leave.
Ready to
live.
Ready to make a lot of money in this coronas. Ready to get out the house and go to a restaurant without social distancing.
Right, and walk around with masks on and all of that.
Physical distancing, yeah. But until then,
we'll keep doing what we do.
Meaning that we're ready to live.
We're ready to live.
What's up, my brother?
Man, we are here. We are here in the United States of America. It is...
Sometimes we wonder. You're president, dude.
Okay, run it. What do you do this week? I try to...
Avoid him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't really. Yeah. Kung flu.
What?
Gonna protect our monuments.
What's a Kung flu?
That's what he calls COVID-19.
That's what's up.
He's the president. He's the president of the
dude say, "Oh, come on, man! You have to prepare me for this kind of stuff. You can't do this. We recording live, okay?
Yeah,
we record live."
That dude said. What did he say? He said, he said he didn't know what the 19 stood for behind COVID-19. He didn't know.
Okay.
Like you got a whole staff of experts
at your disposal,
and nobody told you what it means.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
You know what? I'll say this, then we can move on. I'm not mad at him anymore. You want to know why?
Go ahead.
Because he's not just racist. He is racist. He's stupid. And stupid to me isn't so much dumb. Stupid to me is the unwillingness to match the size of your opportunity.
I like that definition.
Unwillingness to match the size of your opportunity.
He holds the highest office in the land.
And yes. Hold on. Stupid is the failure to match.
He's getting ready to tweet this, y'all. He's getting ready
to match the what I say, the opportunity.
Yeah, the size of your
opportunity. To match the size of your opportunity. I had to catch it back. Yeah, because I think ultimately, and that's really the test of this season. Like, man, I got like really great news today, right? Mm-hmm. I'm doing.
Yeah, you did.
I'm doing something else I didn't tell you though. We're doing seminary on Sunday. The concept.
Yes, absolutely.
So today I got I verbally nailed down the relationship with Virginia University of Lynchburg, the Leonard N. Smith School of Theology, for them to be our academic partner, and we're nailing down a software entity that's going to customize a software package just for the persons who register for seminary on Sunday.
That is beautiful. Now tell us, give me the 10-second version of seminary on Sunday.
Seminary on Sunday is going to be a year-long journey, almost like a
continuing education.
Continuing education. Okay. A year-long, divided into 2 6-month semesters. We have some of the leading preachers and teachers of preaching in America a part of it, from millennials to seniors, and we have presently 82 people registered.
Wow!
The goal is 100, and we're about 10 days away from launching. It really came out of the pandemic. It came out of my concern to see preaching stronger, so we started doing this free. Here's the key. We started doing it for free every Sunday at 3:00.
Right, I've seen. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
We did it for free. And coming out of doing it for free, we built enough synergy that now people would register.
That's beautiful. And see, again, this is one of the things. Yes, we talk about
what's happening in society right now, what's happening in this country, what's happening locally, all of the bad stuff. But at the same token, what I appreciate about what this show is doing is giving not just talk about solutions and this and that, but actually you can track the decisions and the moves that are being made by you, your organization, me. Just it's being creative, and I hope you guys are being creative too in this season, because when you can sit down and get quiet, you can come up with a whole lot of things to do and be creative.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I think the average person is fighting the battle of boredom. And to me, boredom isn't not doing anything, because when you're in the right season, resting is not boredom. It's a requirement for what's next.
Absolutely.
I think boredom is when you either intentionally or unintentionally choose to become inactive intellectually, choose to become unengaged creatively, and choose to live in a posture where you are unwilling to do what's embedded in your season that only you can do if you're willing to pay the price and make the sacrifice.
And see, here's something. In this time, if you've never been an entrepreneur, if you've never been one who started anything, this is that time, because if not for yourself, for your family. If not for yourself, do it for your children, because they are watching. They are watching. Yeah. These last few weeks have been just so rewarding for me, because Jordan, my 20-year-old, he's been he's gotten involved in some opportunities. He's been trading, and every other day he's sending me how well he's doing in the market. And to see that's good. It means a lot to me, because he was watching his dad at a young age do this stuff. It was funny. He was talking to his mom the other day, and she was like, "You need to get a driver's license." He was like, "What do I need a driver's license? I'm working on trying to get a driver." I like the mindset.
I love the mindset.
I like the mindset. And so
he still needs driver's license, but I get the mindset.
He's like, I got a state ID. But see, here's the thing. What we have to do. There's so many moments of excellence in our history. There's so many moments of people that have influenced our lives in such an amazing way.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I both can go down a laundry list of luminaries that we've stood on their shoulders, because of their sacrifice, because of their ingenuity, because of their brilliance. I can run down a cadre of people, but here's the question: are you one of those people? And if you're listening, are you one of those people?
Or will you be one of those people?
Or will you become one of those people?
Yeah.
Because there's a generation that is looking at you, whether they say it or not. They are watching, they are looking. And your life, not your words, have to be a testimony to excellence.
Yes.
Excellence, success, I believe, is a lifestyle. It's not just something to do. It's not a choice. It's not what you say. It literally is a lifestyle. If somebody picked, had a pad and followed you around all day long, they'd probably be a little tired, because you go from one meeting to the next meeting, trying to empower, trying to uplift, trying to encourage, trying to do your own thing, trying to manage family, trying to manage processes all around, trying to help in the community. You have to, if you're listening to us, this is an opportunity for you to choose what your legacy is going to be.
Yeah.
Especially in this doggone time frame.
Yeah. And it's interesting, even though we started by talking about Donald Trump, and
it's a good catalyst for you to get your stuff together,
because he is a reminder. And give him this much credit. He has created enough that he could even remotely be in the conversation of being president. He created enough. I mean, fair enough. As he has shown us stuff that we definitely don't want to ever see again in the president. Mm-hmm. But he is the president.
Sure.
I don't call him my president, but he is the president of the country I live in.
Right.
And so now a part of what we've got to be willing to do is we got to be willing to ask some really difficult questions. In this time when there appears to be not a spike, but a continuation of this virus with increases based upon the fact that the virus is still very active, though some are suggesting it's not as deadly as it was at the beginning. I mean, I'm not a medical person, I don't know. But the virus is still very active. People are still going to be affected. People are still going to be infected. What now happens when we hit this new wave of cases, this increased wave of cases? And if you're sent back to your house, what did you learn the first time?
And I hope you learned something, because the world, and I've been saying this for a few months now, the world that many of us, the baby boomers, the Generation Xers, the world that we were raised for is no longer relevant.
Nope.
The world that we were prepared for, that we were educated for, is no longer relevant. There are there are core principles, values, and things that we carry into this season that will forever be in the pantheon of greatness. That you follow those things. You follow those things. But the application is so different now. If you haven't found a way to make money online, you're doing yourself a disservice right now.
Yep.
Many of you are working from home, had never worked from home before a day in your life. Listen, my mother is 72 years old, and guess what I did yesterday? I helped her set up her Zoom on her computer so that she can go and make sure she attends all of the stuff that's, at church. And then she has her little women's group that they used to meet on Thursdays. Well, now they can start meeting again, because guess what? They can have Zoom and they can sit there.
Makes a difference.
Right. If my mother at 72 years old can adapt to this season so that she can continue to do, to be of service to people, and you can too. There's absolutely no choice. There's no reason for not adapting and making something happen in this season. You really don't have much of a choice.
No choice at all. And it's interesting. There was there's this rap song by Lil Wayne. You know Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I heard of the little fella.
Lil Wayne, my cousin.
All right.
On my aunt.
Well, where are your tats?
Hold on my Aunt Ludacoola side, next to the. Okay. Anyway, Lil Wayne
This
has
is what
this
I have to deal with. Okay.
Lil Wayne has this song.
Mm-hmm.
And in the song, he said, "I make $1 million deals on my iPhone." I don't think he understood how prophetic he was.
Oh, prophetic. Listen, before you came into the studio, I just got off the phone with Jordan, and we were talking about this season and what you can do. It's like, Dad, the other day he made like $600 trading, right? He said I made that laying in my bed. I have the apps on my phone, and I made it laying in my bed. So he's 20. You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying right now, and what we're talking about, and how we're trying to encourage you. There are opportunities out there that you can either grab a hold of,
or you can sit around and complain.
You can sit around and complain and stand in lines all you want. But in this season, I'm going to say what Clarence Thomas said a long time ago.
Not Clarence Thomas.
Yes, my good friend. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. We have to. Because nobody is coming to your house and knocking on the door and saying,
"Yeah, right.
Let me help you." They're not doing that today.
Nope. But
because they can't even come out the house, depending on where they are.
But they are virtually knocking on your door when you're creating enough synergy and when you're putting out enough smoke signals until they are picking you up. And so I think a part of what we need to conclude with, because time goes fast for us.
It does.
I think a couple of things that we need to conclude. I think the first thing is that this is a glorious, amazing opportunity to grow. And it's a glorious, amazing opportunity to expand. And for me, I think those are two different things. I think growth is what you do internally. You grow your mind, but expand is your capacity. And I think that there's a way to expand your capacity if you're willing to grow internally.
Beautiful.
And
what's going to help them grow? You know what, we were talking about some books.
Reading.
And we can tune out with that.
I think what we've built, conversations with each other, and then I think honestly, being wise enough to be a continual learner.
Absolutely.
The book of Proverbs often talks about the fact that that the beginning of wisdom is reverence for God, but it's also being submitted as a student. And so I think that in this season,
wise men seek unto wise counsel.
Absolutely. And so I think in this season, the wisdom of the season is that you submit yourself to those who understand,
who've been there before,
and are doing it at the next level.
Right.
Are literally doing it at the next level, and are literally accomplishing the things that others aren't accomplishing, and are doing it not always with the resources. I was telling a colleague and a friend today that the genius of my life is that while others have had the resources to do it, I've had to have the ingenuity to do it.
But that's the that's the testimony to many African Americans in this country.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And that's like a perfect segue. One of the things that blessed me this week was for Father's Day, my mother actually got me an interesting book. It's called The Rise and Fall of Black Wall Street: The 7 Key Empowerment Principles by Robin Walker. Great read. I already started this morning. I'm already a third of the way through. Yeah. And it has been a tremendous read because it reminds me constantly of the fact that if left alone, there will be there could be an amazing resurgence of economic pride, business development, cultural development, social development. These people, they're in this book, they're luminaries in our history that created vast amounts of wealth from owning oil companies, hair care products in the early 1900s. You're talking about people who actually had their own private plane. African Americans, black folks that had their own private plane at the turn of the century. Not this turn of the century, but in the last turn of the century from, in the 1900s. So that book, and here's one more, and I want you to give us one of your favorites, if you would. One of the books that changed my life was Dr. Dennis Kimbrough's book, Think and Grow Rich: A Black Choice. I love the way he laid that book out because he gave you the concept, he gave you the application of the concept, and then he gave you an example of the concept in an actual person's life, which was amazing. So Think and Grow Rich: A Black Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. And this new book, I don't know how long it's been out. I haven't even looked, but it's new to my hand. It's called The Rise and Fall of Black Wall Street and the 7 Key Empowerment Principles. And
the book that I just downloaded after talking to you is entitled Black Fortunes by Shomari Wills. Shamari Wills. I'm going to say Shamari Wills.
Okay.
Black Fortunes.
If they can do it,
we can do it. We close with this. Well, I close with this. Then you can close with however you want to close.
Yes. Goodbye.
Seize the moment. That's it.
Seize the moment. Don't procrastinate. Yeah. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't put off today what you can do. Don't put off today what you could have done the first thing this morning.
That didn't really quite come together the way you wanted.
But you get my point.
But I get it.
Right. No procrastination.
Don't put off there what you could have done like about 4 o'clock.
Right, at 4 o'clock. You could have been up this morning grinding it out. Listen, you have been listening
2.
The Ready to Live show. Listen, like, subscribe, follow us on all of the amazing platforms. Yeah, please share as we try to grow this and impact more people.
Because you know the right person is going to hear this one day, and then we're going to be syndicated.
And that'll be, and you know what? And I'll appreciate that.
Yeah, we're going to be syndicated.
Absolutely.
Peace out. Ready to live.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us today. You've been listening to the Ready to Live show. If you'd like to connect with Dr. Guns, visit him at bishopjohnguns.info. To connect with AD, go on over to brilliantliving.net. Have a wonderful